Okay, so useful little thing on Blender animation is sometimes you want to actually move a particular part of a mesh without moving any other part of it. Now, with the way that we can do this is by using hooks. So what I'll do is I'll get my plane here and I'm going to hit tab into edit mode. I'm going to select it all and I'm just going to subdivide it, right click and subdivide it. Okay, from here we've got now quite a few vertices that we can play around with. I'm going to grab this vertices up here. I'm going to Control and H and I'm going to add a new hook object. Now two things have happened now. Up here it's added a modifier under the modifiers for the plane, and it's also added an empty object, this little cross here. Now what this does is the hook is specifically attached to that vertex right there. And what happens then is if I tab out, then I'm going to select my actual empty, and I'll just show you it's actually attached now to that particular vertex, and it's pushing it around and it's stretching out and it's moving it around. So I'm just going to press K to key that in onto my animation pane. I'm going to move to 10 frames and then I'm going to move it into this position, and then I'm going to key it again, K. And what we have is we have an animation specifically moving that one particular vertex. Okay, so that is actually quite a useful little thing if we want to actually move very specific parts of something, and only those specific parts. If we want to do a very specific type of deform, move something, and so on. Using the plane as an example, I'm just going to tab back into it. I'm going to expand this hook so that it covers all of these vertices, and I'm just going to assign them over here so that now it knows that these are all part of it. Again, tab G, and you can see it's kind of affecting the entire thing now. Okay, what we want to do then is we want to get this, and we can see I can move it up and down properly. Basically, it's useful because imagine we've got something like a blanket. So let's say we've made something like something soft that we want to suggest that it's folding, or if it's like paper and you want to kind of show off your origami skills. So we K it in. Oh, I think I used the wrong one then. Try that one more time. So key it in, that one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go G, and then I'm going to go Z a little bit. And then I'm going to go G and I'm going to go X and just kind of have it do this so that I'm kind of inferring that I'm folding the paper over. And this is it. You can actually do this very simply. Another way that I could have potentially done that is, instead of doing it that way, potentially kind of do a rotation. So rotations also work on these, so you can move them like this if you want to. Just kind of remember though that you do have a sort of pivot point over here where the initial vertex was picked up. But either way, you know, it's dead simple. Any movements that we make, anything that we do, we can just K to key it in, and we're kind of locking it down like that. And it's just such a simple thing, but it gives us a certain amount of control over different parts of an object. Particularly if you want to kind of give an impression of something folding over, you know, like, or having a shape sort of oddly deform as it moves around, but you don't want to go sort of full-blown mesh with it, because full-blown rigging, because that can be quite complex. So it's just a nice little trick of adding a hook modifier to a vertex or some vertices, and you can add as many of these hooks as you want to get as much of an effect as you want. So you can just keep on adding hooks to different sets of vertices to get whatever effect that you really want to. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video.